B final time here at Bayford Meadows for Club 100 2021, the Lightweight Sprints Championship. We should have a grid for this one, so let's have a look at that if we can. And we'll also have confirmed who the four drivers through from the C final are, post weigh-ins and all of that. Rogerio Mendes has pole position, Matthew Cockerham alongside on the front row, Ashley White and Stephen Westwood row 2, Sam Slater, champion in the BIKC, and Joshua Halloran there on row 3. Dante Dillon, our other BIKC champion, is alongside Andrew Rabbage on row 4. Archie Hobson and Rob Langthorpe form an all BUKC graduates row there on row 5. Dan Cohen and Rihanna Percox, also BUKC graduates, are there on row 6. James Martin and Joshua Sangster on row 7. Oscar Lancaster and Cameron Williams on row 8. Daz Teal has a lot of work to do alongside Chris Woodger as well on the 9th row of this grid. Justin Draper and Dean Everest are there on row 10. Jagjit Singh and Samuel Essery are on row 11. So that's already quite a few C3s up into this final. And they have been joined, as far as I'm aware, by Jason Bradbury, Amy Breacher, Sean Glennon and Russell Cooper. So it is the 4 that we expected. So away they go for the B final. Top 2 in this final go through. And with a lot of drivers who expect to be in that A final, this should be one of the most competitive races of the day. Beautiful conditions here at Bayford Meadows. A perfect September afternoon, I feel, Kieran.
Yeah, September afternoon under the sunlight here. The clouds have started to clear, if not they have already. Ready for the B final.
Ready for the B final indeed. Keep an eye on our BIKC representatives in this race. 12 minutes on the clock. Rogerio Mendes takes us from pole position, looks across, gets the start very, very correct. Will lead through turn 1, and already the number 18 of Ashley White is trying to force through as well. There's a lot of jostling in the middle of the pack there, with Rihanna Percox and Daz Teal in and amongst it. Round go, and that's Sam Slater, I think, getting into the back of Ashley White, and Ashley White has been relegated all the way to the bottom of the order. There's 2 drivers off. It's Rob Langthorpe in there. Can't quite make out the other driver who's off at turn 2. That must have been a lot of loading into turn 2 for 2 drivers to end up that far off the circuit. Very disappointing for those involved. Into turn 8 they go. As I say, this is a big, big field. 26 karts out there today. Jason Bradbury. Jason Bradbury gone up about half the field already. What a start from the C final winner. So it's Mendes from Slater, Cochrane there in 3rd. Daz Teal is up 14 positions, up to 4th through all the chaos of that. James Martin, Dan Cohen, Dante Dillon, Joshua Halloran, Rihanna Percox and Jason Bradbury is up to 10th. The drivers, it was Cameron Williams. It was the other, Cameron Williams in the yellow helmet, number 54, taken out on that first lap. So not a good day at all for either Rob Langthorpe or Cameron Williams there, Kieran.
Yeah, not at the moment, and there'll be a debrief on how that one happened, but meanwhile we've got the number 6 of Darren Teal going up the inside and taking a position away there, moving up a place. There's Mendes leading the way, so now Teal up into 2nd place. What a start it's been for Teal. He needed something like that because only the top 2 can progress into the A final.
Absolutely. This is a big, big opportunity for Rogerio Mendes to get a big point score. I'm just looking through Mendes's finals results so far from this season. I'm not too sure that he's actually made an A final so far in 2021. Black flag for Ashley White. That's going to be something procedural again, I think. So he'll have to come in. Well, his race was already pretty much over after that first lap incident. And track limit warning And in fact, yeah, I think there's damage. I think there's damage to Ashley White's karts, which is why he's had to come in. This is a good drive so far from Sam Slater, winning a place in this series through from winning the British Indoor Karting Championship last year. Daz Teal, in fact, Daz Teal has got up into second place here. Penalty for Stephen Westwood. Bump and pass for Westwood, so he definitely cannot make the A final. But such is the close nature of this racing, Kieran. If these drivers in third, fourth, fifth and lower down, they've got to keep going, because all it takes is for one cone to be knocked over by Teal as down the inside of Slater goes Martin. They're going to be right back in it, aren't they?
They are indeed, and Slater's trying to hang in there up the inside in towards 7, then in towards turn 8 we go. I think Slater's allowed Martin to just take that position away, and Rihanna Percox tried to take advantage of that one, couldn't quite get the kart in the right place, but she's right now on the back of Slater then as they make their way through the last couple of corners on towards turn 12. And can Percox here get a good run out of turn 12 on towards the start-finish line? There's a car off.
I think that might be Cameron Williams again.
Percox then up the inside, does get the move, but a little bit of contact going all the way through. There were yellow flags there, that's what the drivers were acknowledging, heading up towards turns 2 and 3.
JV spotted something because he's
has.
pointed to somebody, and that's quite bizarre there. Sam Slater almost threw himself out of the kart as he was having that incident with Matthew Cockram. I think he's okay now. He's just, well, he's clearly not very happy about that. He dusts himself out a bit. Nicky's going to come over and see if he's okay.
A shift of momentum there as he was going across the grass. He just wasn't expecting it. His body weight was going one way, then it was flung another, and it just completely got him off balance there. And you say that was with the 30 of Matthew Cockram there. That little bit of contact. That's 7 minutes to go then. Mendes leads, and by a sizable gap, is it? Well, it's been hounded down by Teal in the last few laps. Teal 54.5, the fastest lap of the race set last time around. Took 0.6 of a second out of Mendes' lead alone, and there is a penalty there for the takeout now for Matthew Cockram.
C3 news, because this is a big race for C3, or more than likely to decide C3. Sean Glennon leading that category at the moment in 7th place, denoted by the blue number boards. Samuel Essery and Jagjit Singh also on the podium for C3 at the moment. But Rogerio Mendes and Daz Teal quite happy with this. They are 2.5 seconds clear of everybody else. Don't defend too much, Rogerio, because getting through to that A final is more important than the race win in this one at this stage of proceedings.
The problem with that, Andrew, is there's no trophy here for second place, really. You've got to try and get that win, but you're right. He's got to be focusing on getting top 2 as Teal then runs side by side through this log right-hander at turn 6, then in towards turn 7 to take us back onto the short run. Teal thought he got a good run out of there, but Mendes an even better one. Penalty then for Woodger then, which is forcing a driver wide. So that's going to be a penalty added to the end of his race. But a battle for the lead here for this top spot in the B final takes its way now through the final couple of corners. Penalty for Jason Bradbury for a bump and pass. Again added to the end of his race.
Yeah, so the progress of Bradbury is going to be arrested there. +4 for him. Teal takes a very wide line the entry to turn number 1 there. He's desperately trying to find his way through. The good news for these two drivers is that the pace of James Martin means they're not actually being caught, even whilst they have this little squabble. Rihanna Percox is there in 4th place. It's not really been her day. Would have expected to be in the A final. This is going to be a bit of a hit to Rihanna in terms of the championship. Was in 10th place today, but may lose that to the likes of Alistair Irvin and Fraser Brunton, who both made the A final.
See if Mendes can hold on here for just under 5 minutes left. We'll have to wait and see how it can all go. He hasn't, unfortunately, so Teal has now gone into the lead. Then Mendes now in 2nd place, just over 4.5 minutes to go, but Mendes now will now need to try and hang on to the back of Darren Teal for as long as possible, because the longer he can stay behind, in theory, the more pace he's going to have there, because James Martin, that lap alone, took 0.6 of a second, but there's battling going on behind here, because that's Jason Bradbury going up the inside, barrelling up the inside. He does take some positions away. That's going to put Matthew Cockerham down a position.
It is indeed. So Dante Dillon getting involved there, representing the BIKC well today. It's been great to see him racing out there. 4 minutes to go here in the B final. And Daz Teal, this has been a great response, having had that disappointment of, well, 2 of his heats going awry. Did just enough to get into this B final, and then has raced through with the level of racecraft that we come to expect from someone who is normally, let's say, up in the top, more than top, in the top 10 of an A final. There is Jason Bradbury, now up to 5th on the road, but with penalties. Penalty for Samuel Esri. All the bump and pass penalties, unfortunately, today in the lightweights. James Martin has a track limit warning, as does Rihanna Percox. To either be coming into the penultimate, or coming out of the penultimate corner, or out of the first corner. The promotion places looking pretty much set now for Daz Teal and Rogerio Mendes. Everyone else just racing for points now. A bit of contact there between Dan Cohen and Stephen Westwood. And I think that was Joshua Halloran trying to get down the inside. Yes, it was. Joshua Halloran going there for 11th place. Can he get it done through one of the fastest corners on the circuit? Or just outbreaks himself a little bit for turn number 12. He's going to lose it on the overrun. Joshua Sangster has got past Archie Hobson for 13th. Sean Glennon ahead of Samuel Essery again. Penalty for Rihanna Percox. Too many excursions outside of track limits. That's going to be 2 places. It's already, well, that very much confirms it now that Rihanna will not be making the A final today.
No, not today. And like you say, it's not been her day at all, and that's going to cost her valuable points. Meanwhile, then, that was the number 50 there of Dante Dillon trying to go up the inside of Matthew Cockerham. Now, it was an ambitious move up in towards 8, but he managed to get out of it, bail out of it at the last possible moment, and saw the door was closing. So Teal takes us on for another lap, completed 11 laps so far. As there's the 17 of Bradbury then, making his way through. And let's see what Dante Dillon can do, right on the back of Cockerham. That's a battle for 6th place.
Good lap there from Archie Hobson. Gained 2 positions past Halloran and Woodger. Halloran and Sangster, apologies. It's Woodger who's also got past Sangster. And Andrew Ravage has also got past Jagjit Singh for 16th place. 1 minute 20 to go then. Daz Teal and Rogerio Mendes holding it together at the front of the field, doing what they need to do to get through to the A final. They've got a good gap, nearly 3 seconds over James Martin in 3rd. And I feel for James, this is the worst place you could possibly finish in one of these Club 100 sprints rounds, is 3rd in a B final. So close to the A, yet so far.
Yeah, but all credit to Teal and Mendes. They've worked together because they're separated by 6/10, and yet they've managed to build a 4-second lead over anybody behind them. So they've done well on that stretch. Meanwhile then, that is Dante Dillon going up the inside of Cockerham then, and does take that position away through turn 3. They've got to be careful though, because that's Essery who fancies his chances down the inside. He takes away that position now from Cockerham. And now Glennon maybe might fancy his chances. I don't think he's quite got the positioning there to take the advantage, just like Essery did. But as we've already mentioned before, if you lose one position in these karts, you lose so much momentum that you might find yourself losing 2-3 positions in one fell swoop.
You see Samuel Essery with the orange heart in the front of his helmet, supporting the Marshals community. Big thanks to our Marshals here at Bayford Meadows today. Without them, we could not go racing. We are on to the last lap now. Daz Teal has the lead. Rogerio Mendes 6/10 behind, but crucially 3.8 ahead of Rihanna Percox, that is on the road now. How are our C finalists doing? We just caught a sight there of Amy Breacher in 21st position. And we've seen Jason Bradbury up in 5th. So he's given the B final a good go as Mr. B final. And quite a few of these on sprints last year, on stream sprints last year. But today it's going to be Daz Teal, who was not happy in the heats, but he's going to be back in the A final and is going to give it full gusto, I'm sure. Daz Teal takes the B final here today at Bayford Meadows. Rogerio Mendez qualifies for an A final, one of the best results for Rogerio so far this season. Rihanna Percox is 3rd, but has penalties. James Martin 4th, Jason Bradbury 5th, Dante Dillon 6th, Samuel Essery wins in Class 3, Matthew Cockram in 8th, Sean Glennon 9th, Stephen Westwood in 10th, Daniel Cohen, R.G. Hobson, Chris Woodger, Joshua Halloran, Joshua Sangster takes to 15th, Andrew Ravage, Jagjit Singh, Justin Draper, Dean Everest and Russell Cooper is your top 20, Eamon Breacher, Oscar Lancaster, Rob Langthorpe, Cameron Williams were the last of those to finish. Sam Slater, actually, yeah, Sam Slater across the line as well did finish. And Ashley White was the single retirement in that B final.